Hey guys, into Red Room, how are you? So I just did a video about kind of moving forward in 2025 and making the house a home and how I feel about that. The second thing I want to talk about in this video is deciding to set boundaries with people and being an adult, what that means with boundaries. So I'm in my 30s and I'm still sick. Still recovering from New Year's Eve. I haven't been consistent with taking the medicine or whatever. So it's kind of like, but when my grandmother passed, I was able to stay on and stuff like that here. And, you know, it was a very painful thing to experience and go through and very unexpected. But the further away I get from it, the more freedom I feel to kind of just be myself and express myself and live the life that I want to live and take chances and risks and stuff like that. And one of the things I noticed is that there's this resistance to me being that way and still having people, particularly my father, like this, I'm supposed to be this way and they're supposed to, you know, he's supposed to be like in charge of stuff, and that's not how it played out. And you know, the further along I go on this journey, the more I'm kind of like, I need boundaries to be respected. And growing up is something I process a lot. It's something I do want to go to therapy for, because like a lot of people had lack of boundaries growing up. Like a lot of emotional boundaries were crossed. And growing up, I was very like reserved and quiet and to myself for the most part. And I feel like even as an adult, like people, you know, like that person that's standing there and then someone will come up to them and they'll just tell their whole life story and then they'll like walk away and then you'll feel drained and stuff like that. Like I'm that kind of person. Like people tend to like open up to me about stuff and I'm like, thanks. You know, like I like helping people and I like talking to people about their problems, but I kind of feel like there's a lack of boundaries. I've also experienced people kind of like being a little bit of bullies in my life, because I was very quiet. The louder mouth type people, they feel like they can like talk down to you or talk over you or just push you out the way with a lot of stuff. And because I never really stood up for myself, I have this, like I do have a pent up resentment, but I just have this annoyance with people who like don't want to respect boundaries, particularly as I get older, because I am very surly and I don't want to be bothered with a lot of people. I just feel like a lot of people have a lot of issues that they project on other people, and they like, I just want to keep out of the way. Like, I want to do the stuff that I want to do. I'm not really interested in being a whole, you know, extrovert all the time with stuff. I just, I want to do what I want to do. I'm interested in the stuff I'm interested in. And I'm not necessarily, like, willing to always extend myself anymore. I think I kind of realized that extending myself, especially for people who like will switch on you, is it's kind of very commonplace that people are like that. And then me putting myself in situations where I'm giving more than I'm receiving, these non-reciprocal kind of like relationships. And I'm not talking about romantic, really, I'm talking about just interpersonal in general. I'm kind of tired of doing that. I want to do my own thing and move in my own way and be my own person. And I think my grandmother dying highlighted a lot of the issues that were already there with regards to like how people in my family operate, particularly my father and even my grandmother to a certain extent, and how boundaries are not respected, emotional boundaries especially, and how being an adult it's kind of like, okay, you want me to be an adult, but then you're not allowing me to be an adult, or you're resisting me being an adult. And I feel like I shouldn't have to say these things to people, because it's like, you know what you're doing, and you're wanting to take control of certain things that you really don't need to be taking control of. You don't need to be taking control of them because you're not doing anything regarding them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to be the leader of something. And, you know, if you're going to be a leader, you're going to be a leader. If you're going to, like, lead, you're going to lead. If you're going to do something, you're going to do something. And so, yeah, like, I'm over it. I'm not trying to be, you're just not put out, set upon. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to be squashed. I have a voice. I want to use it. And so, processing me kind of not speaking up for myself as a procrastination kind of tool makes it hard for me, because then I get resentful and stuff like that. And then when I wild out on people, then it's like a thing. And I kind of realize I have a lot of anger towards feeling stuck and wanting to be an adult, but also kind of having these situations where, like, you trying to be an adult is kind of like suppressed. And yeah, so I am moving forward. I genuinely, once I get I'm on my Facebook, once I get my healthcare situated, I do want to like talk to a professional. I feel like I know that I need it. I know that I like really need this shit to happen. But yeah, I'm just not here for it. Essentially, I'm not here for it. I'm not here to be bullied. I'm not here to be put down. I just, you know, it's 2025. Yeah, I'm over it. And so, standing up for myself, knowing what I want, going for what I want. And another thing that I've done for years, but I go out a lot by myself. So I just do things by myself. And doing things by yourself, you kind of just learn to not necessarily always rely on someone to like have fun or go out and stuff like that, because, you know, you'll be waiting for the perfect circumstances for them to like be ready, right? If you're waiting to have friends, if you're waiting to like go out with a date, if you're waiting to do all that kind of stuff, you'll be waiting forever if like it's not happening for you like right here, right now. And so I've learned to kind of do that on my own. So I do a lot of things on my own, and so I'm okay with like that adult aspect, paying bills by yourself, getting groceries by yourself, you know, doing things on your own. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm not necessarily a big crowd, family, friend person, and I'm okay with that being like my reality. And I'm okay with not being emotionally close to my family as I get older. Like, you know, there's people that I'll talk to and stuff like that, but as far as like emotionally being very open about what I'm doing and what I want and what I desire, no, not really. And I think navigating familial relationships especially is kind of like, you kind of have to gauge like what kind of person they are, because sometimes like some family members are very like invested and involved, right? And you have those family members, and then some are like not interested in all, and then some are like not interested but they'll act like it. Some are like, you know, some like are less positive than others, right? So for me, growing up and trying to shed that old identity within those dynamics, and then being an adult and like these other dynamics as an adult, or really the same dynamics as an adult, not wanting to be a part of any of that stuff. So for me, I'm growing out of being the shy little timid person, but I still just don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered with foolishness. So yeah, that's how it's gonna go. So yeah, I'm just adjusting. I think, you know, my grandmother entrusted me to be an adult and felt like who I was enough to deal with the stuff that I'm dealing with, and so I'm just gonna go deal with it. But thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. I feel like this made me feel like the same video twice. I don't know. You let me know down below if it feels like the same video twice. But yeah. Bye.